Well, we have the player introductions. Let's get back to this. We mention always how nervous a player looks, or if he is really calm and able to get into this mindset. And this is something that we have to stretch a little bit, because it doesn't matter to who you talk. If you talk to a very seasoned player or a young one, this is one of the biggest problems that they have. We talk to foreigners about this endless of times. There are a few that just don't get nervous at all, but it plays a huge role. We have this with especially with the Code S match coming up tomorrow with Naniwa. That's something that Naniwa struggles with also quite a bit. So he really needs to focus as well, and this is so hard if you're on screen. And well, to the bottom right, we have now in the red color of Karam player, I'm happy. And he's looking very, very calm, as we just pointed out. So if you can pull this off, it's so important, and it just adds up. We've seen all these new players popping up in the GSL that struggle the first time when they are on camera, and you just make small mistakes. Remember the one thing that we talked about when True was not able to get his Great Aspire because he just forgot to get the Hive upgrade at the same time, and those are mistakes that don't happen in practice usually, because you are just sitting at home. You are in a setup that you are really comfortable with, and then suddenly you are in these booths and everything changes and you have the spotlight on you. So this is something that you guys back home should not underestimate, especially when you judge a player and what kind of mistakes they do. Well, they sometimes make. It's really, really hard to pull this off.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Look at Marine King, for example. Look at his online tournament results. Look at until recently, you know, I feel like recently the reason why he's been doing so well is because he finally got rid of his nerves. But his nerves definitely played a part in his game. I will never forget. If anyone asks me my favorite moment in esports or in StarCraft II, I don't care, all esports, my favorite moment is when in Game 5, or Game 7, I believe it was, Marine King versus ST, the final game was Metalopolis. Close positions, and Marine King pulled his SCVs. He messed up his micro and he lost the game. In a situation where he should not have lost. That is like my favorite moment I've ever had when watching a StarCraft event, and I will never forget. That is nerves. That is being afraid. Being on the main stage of the finals there, messing up your micro and losing, that's a ton of money. And I agree 100%. You cannot underestimate how much nerves actually come into this.
And then we have players like Maru, 14 years old, who just sit there and like they never did anything else in their entire life.
Oh, look at this. A fake by Choya hides his probe now, and he's been able to deny the scout. What is the next move, Choya? He's made a pylon near his natural. What will he make next? He has a stalker looking around for that SCV. He's not made any gateways though. He's not made any tech. What is the plan going to be? Is he going to go for a Void Rail and he doesn't have a Stargate? This is very strange. That's his only probe on the map, the one in the middle.
As we said before, this is a map where Choya, he has some aces up his sleeve, some strategies that he can pull, some all-ins that are very strong, and we will find out what he has in, well, what he is going to do. But apparently he's just throwing down a Nexus now.
Yeah, but he has 300 gas. What is this? It's like the Huck 1-gate expand with 2 gases that nobody understands why he has that much gas. What is this?
I don't know.
He scouts with his stalker, he sees the bunker. There's a Twilight Council. He's going to go DTs behind this, and with that extra gas, I mean, he could potentially go Blink as well, but that's very unlikely. With the extra gas, he can make a lot of DTs.
Yeah. This is actually a build that could do damage if it's not scouted. The SCV is still out there, but now it has been spotted. Yes, and bye-bye SCV, bye-bye scouting.
Yep. Bye-bye-bye. As the medevac says, as boy band once said as well in the 90s.
I'm not surprised that you know that.
Well, I'm not ashamed.
My sister actually listened to this.
When I listened to the radio, man, I had no choice back then. I wasn't a big fan, but whenever I hear the song now, it's very nostalgic. There's the Dark Shrine.
I was at the gym the other day, and suddenly they started to play a 2-pack with changes.
Yeah, I saw your tweet
about that. And I was 16
that.
again, immediately. And all these memories flooding back, and I'm like, oh my god, they didn't really just do that. There's the Dark Shrine, as you just said.
Yeah, and he just dropped the mule. That's not going to be the most important mule. The next mules will be the most important.
Look at this. What did he actually see? He must have known that Choya's up to something, but did he actually spot the Twilight Council? Because he just built a missile turret.
No, has not seen the Twilight Council. It's put in such a position where
he saw the double gas.
He saw the double gas, and that's it. And with the double gas, no pressure, no Stargate, no signs of robotics tech, no observer is here. This is the sign of a smart pro gamer. No observer scout in his base. No Nexus, no Void Ray timing, nothing. So this is actually genius by Happy.
He has the bunker, he has everything that he needs in order to repel this. If there are going to be DTs and they're trying to go up this ramp, he won't. Oh, no.
Oh, no. It's been spotted.
Yep.
A cute idea, nice positioning, but no.
Uh-oh, this is bad now. This is really bad.
It's not an unwinnable position, but Choya needs to make a third Nexus now.
The problem is just you invest a lot. You have your Nexus is delayed, your expansion is delayed because you get all this gas. Then you start to invest into the Twilight Council that you can definitely use later on, but the Dark Shrine as well, it's a lot of gas invested, and then suddenly you don't do any damage at all.
He needs to make the third Nexus now, and that's exactly why Happy was ready to check for it, because he was like, all right, Mr. DTs, what do you do next? And he goes check for the Nexus, and as a result, Choya is adding 3 more gateways.
4 additional gateways.
4 and Blink.
7.
He is going to go for the least likely all-in to work ever, but because of that, it just might. He's going to have to micro as well as Parting did against Marine King when I was casting with Artosis the other day. He's going to have to micro better than that to make this work. It could work. This is a good map for Blink Stalkers for so many different reasons.
Does he really need the Forge that he's building right now? I don't think that he can actually support this if he wants to go for this attack. Oh, he's taking on the factory. Sees the Blink upgrade though. And here comes Happy, who has a 20 supply lead at this point already.
And a very strong unit composition as well. Going for the Twilight Council.
Oh my god.
And if he doesn't go for the Twilight Council, he's going to trade really well here, taking out sentries. Blink may not finish.
Oh, this is horrible.
It's not going to finish.
This is really bad for
Not
Choya.
only that, but he's killed several of Choya's units.
Yeah. Wow, 30 supply ahead, 2 bases, getting a third now. And with an army supply of 59 against 34, this is the worst case scenario for Choya.
Yeah, he's going to come up here in a perfect position. Now Choya can't even go out to meet him. You see that Nexus flash on the screen for a second there?
Flashed for a second, but he knows he
cannot do it.
Cannot do it, there's no way.
No Blink now, no Twilight Council for any upgrades whatsoever.
And what do you do at this point? You
warp in DTs and try to harass. That's about it.
And
actually, great micro here. This is something more and more pros players should be doing with their micro. It looks like when it counts, Choya can do it. But again, that small victory is not alone going to be enough.
He's going to fall farther and farther behind at this point, and this is the big problem. He needs the third, and right now he's building it. He's trying to get the third Nexus into the game.
By the way, 1-1 upgrades against no upgrades yet for Choya. His +1 is about to finish.
Forcing a stim with the DT.
Yeah,
not doing a lot of damage though.
Exactly what he needs to be doing, these little things to hold this Nexus. He's warping in just 1 more DT. Gonna go and force another scan, most likely. Oh, this is a scary position. Choya is gonna have to force field well.
He even repaired his factory, by the way, to get the high ground vision. And now we have another attack. He's pulling back his zealots. I really like it.
Yeah, great micro by Choya, the likes of which we very rarely see with these force fields.
Ah, but still. 21 supply behind the upgrades that Wolf already pointed out. The armor is on its way, then we will see +2/+2.
He is doing everything he can. His Nexus is getting up. The supply deficit has narrowed slightly.
Drop onto the high ground.
This is going to be the toughest moment. Can he defend his natural, his third base, and his probes in his natural?
The probes are being attacked. He's warping in units, but the zealots are turned down. This is about as good as it gets for Choya. This is kind of game already. 60 supply behind, and well, too many probes died already. 14, and now he's taking down the Stalkers.
No Blink research to even retreat with them, and GG, Choya taken out pretty quickly here, 2-0 by Happy, showing that he is, in fact, capable of returning to Codas. Sad day to beat Choya. This is a really big day for him. He's been talking about it for quite some time.
Yep. He's really disappointed. You could see him on the screen at the bottom right, and he's not happy with his performance here.
No, he's not. You know, he suggested to us before his match, he seemed very underconfident. He talked a lot about how he was very, very much so thinking that Terran is a difficult race to play against. Although in the past, like you said, he was looking confident. He talked to you even saying he was confident. It's like something went wrong in his head. And choya is a player who snaps with his confidence. He either is very confident or not confident at all.
It's just sometimes you practice, everything goes your way, then the big day approaches and you play your practice partners again and suddenly you lose your matches or something doesn't work out that well anymore. And then you lose confidence. And this is something that might have happened to choya here. But Happy is also a very strong opponent. So.
Yeah, very true. Happy just played solid. Choya, when I asked him actually in Korean, like what strategy was he going to do, and he came and whispered in my ear, and he just said in English, all-ins. And, I mean, the DT build is all-in-ish. The Nexus first build is kind of risky, but those were not all-in builds. And I mean, everybody was talking about, he was talking to you about it, choya was. I've been talking to FXO management, Josh, for example, FXO boss, talked to me a lot. Everyone's been tweeting, everyone at FXO was like, man, choya, I can't wait to see what he's got in store for us today. And he played decently, but it was not enough.
Yeah.
Just like Guinea Pig, played decently, but not enough. These strong, higher-tier players are coming down to Code, but showing themselves that when they're tested again, they can prove themselves when it matters.
On the other hand, we had Happy with an amazing, he anticipated what was going to happen. He saw the double gas, and everything that he scouted was just an indicator that there's something going on. So he went for the missile turret, and this kind of defended. He did not have any problems with the DTs at all. choya actually didn't kill a single unit with his DTs. But, well, we have a quick look at today's matches.
Yep, we will take a look at these results here. We saw this earlier today. Suoshin, Creator, Pult, and Killer all advancing. Of course, Boxer had to forfeit his match. Will we see him again? Nobody knows, but it seems likely. He has not made any statements saying he's retiring. And of course, over here, the left side wins out. Keen, Puzzle, Ganji, and Happy all taking their opponents out. We had a few nail biters in this today's round.
Keen against Gold.
Yeah, Keen against Gold. Not only that, but Puzzle and True. And Guinea Pig against Ganji, a very close and intense series as well. Tell your friends to get on Twitter, hashtag GSL, tweet at GOMTV, tweet at ProxyWolf and Caldor. Get everyone talking about these, get the VODs, get the premium service. And here are our next group of matches. We have Heart against Boong Boong.
And look at the second one. Symbol against Seed. This is going to be amazing. Life against Hack, a great Terran versus Terran. And Sniper against Curious, finishing the day with 2 mirror matches. This is Zerg versus Zerg. That's the first group.
Yep. And of course, following that, we will have Dongregu against Ace, JYP against Jakshi, Vines versus Gumiho, and Bomber and Senia.
This is going to happen.
That is going to happen. That'll be on May 8th at 6:10. Make sure you are there. Make sure you don't miss it.
Yeah, it would be too bad.
Right
Those
now,
games are going to be great.
Times are changing. StarCraft II isn't a place it's ever been before. Heart of the Storm's beta is on the eve. We have MLG is going to have Heart of the Swarm available there. We know the elephant is in the room. The elephant is coming out of a box. Tomorrow, there's a press conference with CG Entertainment and Media, Gretek, and Blizzard. They're all going to sit in a room, and the world will change at this press conference tomorrow. I plan to be there. I know that Team Liquid will be doing coverage. Of course, we'll have tons of Korean media outlets. The news will break immediately. Make sure that you tune in to tomorrow's Code S matches.
This is going to be great. Tomorrow, I don't care if you like Naniwa, if you don't like him. I hate Bayern Munich, but when they play in an international tournament, I'm rooting for the German team. And tomorrow we have a foreigner who's participating in the round of 8 of the GSL Code S. He's up against MVP. Tomorrow will be amazing. I'll be here in the studio, and this is going to be really awesome.
We had some great matches today. I feel like StarCraft II is heading in a direction where perfection is what you need to win. We saw players do all-in strategies. We saw some weird builds, but it looked like the stronger macro players, the more experienced players did win out today. I'm Wolf. With me is Caldor. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.